Hey guys, Julius here, and today we're doing a maintenance video on the UNS 60T Cherry Blossom Aquascape. This aquascape is based on something I did back in 2011, 2012, and it's kind of just a recreation of that look. In today's video, we're just gonna do some basic maintenance, trimming some of the roots, cleaning the lily pipes and the glass. Not too much on trimming the Monte Carlo carpet, so let's get started. We're gonna first turn off the filter, delta skimmer, and the CO2 regulator. We're also going to be shutting off the valves because we're going to be taking apart the lily pipes in a little bit and we don't want any excess water flowing out. The next step is just draining a little bit of water just to make sure when we're cleaning the glass there's no excess water flowing out. And while we're draining just a little bit, we're going to siphon off some of the snail and snail eggs. As you can see, there's still no fish in here. If you guys have any particular fish you guys want to see in this tank, just comment down below. For right now, that's good enough. So we're just going to lift the lily pipes. There we go. I'm gonna take apart this lily pipe and hopefully not make a mess. Alright, perfect. There we go. Now that we got all the equipment out of the way, we can continue with scraping the glass. You always want to look at like the side panel. That way you can really see if you missed the spot or not. Because sometimes when you're looking at it directly, you can't really see it. So if you like are almost perpendicular to the glass, you can see it way better. And now we're just gonna do the back panel. All right, and that's good. Now we can get started on the trimming. You just wanna trim all the roots to give it that clean look, like as if it's growing on the tree. If you guys wanna try this with different plants, rotalas work really well. You just have to remember to do some liquid dosing because you know the roots are all hanging and they still need their root nutrients. As far as scaling goes, I feel like the Gudia ovalis with its bigger leaves look way better than any rotalas. The reason why you probably don't see a lot of bonsai treescapes nowadays is because of this maintenance. You should be trimming these roots once a week if you want it to look really pristine. As you can see, this takes a lot of time, a lot of effort. But I really like it. We're gonna do a full water change in this tank just because we don't have any livestock and I really want to get this tank really clean. It's time to drain. We're gonna do this the old school way. I didn't drink aquarium water this time, so that's a win. We're gonna siphon as much of the roots that I cut. So you'll notice like areas like this where the roots actually grew into the substrate. So we're just going to pull that out. So we're gonna siphon all the roots that we cut and see which spot that I miss. While we're at it, we're gonna grab a few snails. When you're siphoning little fragments of roots, basically you're detailing. You wanna use a smaller hose like this so that way you don't take out too much water volume at one time. So we siphoned most of the roots and turns out that I missed a lot more than I thought I did. So we're gonna pause the draining really quick and I'm gonna go back and trim those. All right, now we're done with draining. Actually just gonna remove some of the roots that I couldn't reach with the hose. Don't forget to add a dechlorinator whenever you're using tap water to make sure it doesn't harm any of your livestock, especially certain plants too, the more sensitive ones will get damaged by the chlorine. Now it's time to fill up the tank. And as we're filling the tank, we're gonna go ahead and clean the lily pipes. And it's pretty straightforward. Dunk it in water so you can see how much you've cleaned off. There's still a lot. Actually, the issue is that there's algae built up outside, so you can't really see that it's clean. So let me scrub that first. Okay, there's still a lot more algae inside, so we're gonna continue brushing this. I actually managed to get it all off, which is surprising. But let's do this next one now. And there we go, looks pretty clean to me. Now just for the intake guard, same idea. Just want to twirl it as you're scraping. Then we're just gonna clean the outside. Voila. And now this part. There you go, all clean. So the tank is still filling up. While we're waiting on that, we're gonna install the lily pipes. Try this out. There you go. Attach it to the holder. I really like the UNS Pro tubing. It makes it a lot easier whenever you need to take it off or, you know, put it back on. We're gonna install the holder. Since I want the water flow blowing this way, I'm just gonna turn this as I tighten the Neo holder. Okay, now we can install the tubing again. There you go. If you're filling up and it's taking forever, just make sure you spray down your plant so it doesn't dry out. I totally forgot about the Delta Mini, so we're gonna go ahead and clean that too. We're just gonna clean the outside. It's always funny when you see this online or like people's clean tanks and it looks so pristine, but this is what you don't see. The time it actually takes to clean all the equipment, make it look presentable. I mean, it's not that long, but don't be fooled what you see online when everybody has those pristine tanks. There's a lot of work that goes behind that. All right, now we can place it back inside the tank. We're gonna stop it right here. Okay, gonna unplug the pump. All right, tank's all filled, so now we can plug everything back on. So we're gonna start off with the filter, the CO2 regulator, and then the Delta Mini. Open up the valves. There we go. Now we're going to put back the diffuser into the tank. The last thing we're gonna do is just net out the remaining roots and floating leaves. Alright guys, that's pretty much it for this Cherry Blossom Aquascape maintenance video. If you guys have any comments or questions, feel free to let us know in the comments down below. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one.